I'm Jessica. I'm from Care Management. I'm one of the social workers here at General Hospital. Say, I just wanted to kind of check in with you here for a minute. Is this a good time?
No. I don't
No, it's
feel
not
good.
a good time. Okay.
No.
Well, if it's okay with you, I'll just write my name here on your board. And what I do here as a social worker at General Hospital, I'm just a point of contact for patients who are here in the hospital. Some of the things that I do, work with folks on housing, insurance issues, anything like that. So if while you're here today, Tonya, any questions for me, if I can be useful to you at all, feel free to let me know. Best way to get in touch with me is to give me a phone call or to have your nurse page me. And I'm just writing my number here. My handwriting's not so good. Can you read that okay?
Oh.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I will let you get back here. All right. Thanks, Tonya.
Mm.
Do you want your door closed, open?
I don't care.
Okay. Tonya?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, it's Jessica again from Care Management. Can I come in?
Yeah.
Say, I got a message here from you a little bit ago. I just wanted to stop in and touch base with you. Is this a good time?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, gosh. Well, you had asked me to come down and chat with you here. How can I be useful to you today?
Well, it's just, there's a lot going on. You know, I don't feel good. Here I am in the hospital. I don't know where I'm going to go when I get out. First I was staying at Bob's house for a few days, but then his wife didn't want us anymore. So then right now we're at my Aunt Deb's house. But I don't know how long she can keep us. I don't know. And I don't know what's going on with my insurance. I signed up, I do all the things, and now they're saying that it doesn't work. I don't know. And, you know, my son for school today, he needs this uniform, this special one, and I think it's over at Bob's, but I can't get a hold of him. I don't have a phone. And then Billy is suspended now.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, he keeps on getting, he's a good kid, a really good kid. It's his friends, you know, and you know kids, they like to follow everyone, and I've talked to his dad about it, but Kevin's a good guy. He wants to be a good guy, but he has a lot of stuff going on, and the last time he came over, he wanted to get it. The kids were already asleep, so I didn't want him to come in, but he just kept on saying he gets to see the kids, which I get that. The kids need their dad. And, you know, he said he was just going to kick down the door, so I let him in. We talked a little bit. He got to see the kids, but then when he left, my EBT card wasn't there.
Oh, jeez.
It's always on the table there. It was there before he came in, and now it's not there. He says he doesn't have it, but he has it. It's just, I don't know. And I don't feel good. This place smells. Like the doctors, I don't know. They don't like me. I don't know.
So you've got a lot of thoughts that are kind of racing around right now.
I just don't want to do it anymore. I just want to go to sleep and just let it be done.
Just go to sleep and not have to worry about all these things going on.
And just not wake up.
Yeah. Not wake up and just keep sleeping.
Just go. It'd be easier.
Right now things are just too tough. It's too difficult.
Everything like all at once. Like I could handle Billy. But not with everything. Not when I don't feel good and I can't think.
So right now, as you're sitting here at the hospital, you're thinking about being here, but you're also thinking about things back home. Thinking about your family, thinking about...
Did they make it to school? They
Yeah.
better have made it to school. And I don't know where I'm gonna go. Where are we? I mean, at least I have a bed.
So there's so much going on that you're just thinking about all of these different things and kind of how you can manage that while you're here.
Yeah.
Well, Tonya, I see that you're looking at the menu here and that you've been glancing at that here. When was the last time that you had something to eat?
Yesterday sometime. Yeah. There's a lot here. It's hard to make a decision.
Yeah. Well, is it okay if I just call downstairs and have them bring up some breakfast for you so you can eat? Is that...
Yeah, you choose.
Okay.
You choose.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because especially if you're hungry and want to make sure that you can get some food here. Let me see, you've got your phone right here. Let me just call down there and see what we can have brought up for you.
Orange juice.
Some orange juice, okay. Hi, Debbie, it's Jessica from Care Management. Hi. Say, I'm in room 412 right now, and hoping that we can order a standard breakfast here to be sent up. Okay. And how long do you think that might be? About 15 minutes? Okay. Yeah, and orange juice would be great if you could add that in. Okay, perfect. Thanks so much. Bye. So they should have that up here for you pretty shortly. And you said you haven't eaten since yesterday. I can only imagine not having food that is also making you not feel so good right now either.
Oh, we have some ramen. That should be okay. That should be okay. Yep.
Well, Tonya, sitting here and talking with you, my role is to be a point of contact for you while you're here at the hospital. Some of the things that you've mentioned here, I want to work together with you, with the clinical team members here, and really look at what we can do. Number one, to make sure that you're feeling as calm as you can while you're here, and that we can look at some of the things that you've brought up here and see how we might be helpful to you and some of the efforts that you've already started. With being a social worker here, everything that you tell me is confidential. That's something that's kept between us, and we can kind of decide together who needs to know what we talk about. If there is a situation where it's a little bit more than us, if somebody maybe is at risk of any kind of harm, that would be a situation maybe that we'd have to look into. So just want to let you know that.
But otherwise they don't know. The doctors don't know.
And that's something that we'll talk about together, and what we feel people need to know and what that looks like. So, Tonya, you just kind of told me a lot about what's been happening here for you at home and with your life, and
At home.
listed a lot of different things here. I know that you coming into the hospital here, that it's because you have not been able to go to your dialysis clinic. Is this...
Oh,
yeah.
I don't, my insurance, it used to cover that, and I mean, I don't have a car. I can't just get to all of the appointments, and now I used to call for a ride, but now they say that my insurance isn't working, and I didn't even know that. And I mean, I can't even pay for a bus ride down there. I don't know how to get there, and sometimes my friends can bring me, but they have other stuff, and other stuff comes up, and if I try and cancel. I mean, I know that they're there and I should cancel, but sometimes I don't even... Now my phone isn't even working. How am I supposed to call to let them know I can't make it? Yeah, I don't know how to get down there.
So within the past month, it's been really difficult for you to get to dialysis because you don't have a phone, because you haven't been able to get cab rides anymore through your insurance.
No.
Yeah. And you've been on dialysis for about 3 years now, roughly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so this sounds like it's kind of the first time where It's been really
Yeah,
hard
I
for you
always
to get
make
in.
my appointments. I mean, it's good.
And Tonya, I want to remember some of the things here that you're saying, and sometimes my memory isn't the best, so I'm just going to write down a few notes here based on what we talk about. Yeah, so the cab rides through your insurance, haven't been getting those, and we don't really know what the reason is. And then not having a phone, obviously, is really difficult for you to be able to call in.
Just to get the appointments and that, or let them know if I can't make it.
Right. Yeah. So that's been hard getting to dialysis. And then, of course, everything that you mentioned earlier, Tonya, about things going on at home.
Those boys.
With everything that you've been thinking about here and telling me about, right now, what would you say is the one thing that is causing you the most amount of stress right now?
I don't have a home. There's nowhere to go. And my insurance, I don't know if this is going to cover. Like, I can't pay this.
So it's your housing right now. You and your kids don't really have a stable place to go. So where have you guys been staying recently? How has that looked?
Well, for a couple of weeks, we're staying with a friend's house. But I mean, they have a small house, so we're all crammed in. And I mean, his wife is nice. They let us stay in their house, but then, yeah, we had to go. So we're with Aunt Debbie. And I mean, I don't know how much longer we can stay with her. I mean, if I have any extra money, I try and I clean the bathroom. But I don't know if she can keep us there much longer. I mean, she says it's not permanent. So where am I going to go then?
So right now, you guys have been staying with Aunt Debbie, but you're just not sure how much longer you can stay there.
Yeah.
And being here, Tonya, sitting in the hospital right now, and your kids aren't here with you, I can't imagine how you're coordinating things and making sure that they're getting...
They better have made it to school. At least there, I know that they're safe. I'm not getting any fights, but they're safe. But after school, who's going to watch them?
Yeah. So when they're at school, they're safe. When they're not at school, they're not safe.
I mean, if I'm at home, they're okay. Okay, I can watch them. But if I have to go to dialysis, you need someone to watch them.
You mentioned Aunt Debbie a couple of times. Is she somebody who watches?
Yeah,
the
she's
kids?
good. She's good with the kids, but
Good.
she's getting older. Kevin, if he doesn't have to work, he's playing video games.
And Kevin is
their dad.
Their dad.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kevin watches them when he can, and Debbie watches them too. Right now, when you're at the hospital, is Debbie watching them, or how's that looking?
Yeah, Debbie will take care of them.
Okay. Right. Good. Well, I know just by talking with you here, Tonya, that you've got a lot of different things going on, a lot of things that you're thinking about. Just watching you here, it looks like your hands have been kind of shaking. You're
they just
clenching your fist pretty tightly.
Yeah, sometimes I get just nervous. It's just hard to calm down.
And you mentioned too a little bit earlier that with everything going on, sometimes you're really thinking, what would it be like if you went to bed and you maybe didn't wake up?
Yeah. And I mean, I love my kids. I would never think about just leaving them. I would never hurt myself because of them. But sometimes I think about, like, if they weren't here, it'd just be so much easier.
How often do you find yourself thinking like that?
Lately, like once or twice a week. Like I would never hurt myself.
What would you say right now, scale of 1 to 10? How are you feeling right now with your ability to manage everything that's happening right now in your life?
Right now, when I don't feel good, and just talking about it all, it just seems so much. It's not good.
So 10 would be maybe you can manage everything, everything is okay, thinking about daily life, you can do everything. And a 1 is maybe you can't get out of bed, you can't think about how your day is going to look. Where do you think you'd fall there?
So like, the 1 is bad. Like almost a 3. Yeah. Like a 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, gosh. Well, I'm just, thinking here, Tonya, about what you've been talking to me about. And, I know that you don't really know me very well. And you're talking with me about some things that are pretty personal in your life. And I definitely appreciate your willingness to do that. And just hearing some of the things that you've been saying, it's pretty clear to me that you really value your family, you value their stability, you want to do whatever you can to make sure that they have their needs met.
Yeah, I'm a good person.
You want to go to dialysis, you value your health, and recently it's just been extra tough for you to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of the other things that kind of popped in my head here as we were talking is times in the past when maybe you felt this way. What are some of the things that you've been able to do to help you manage things like this?
Well, my aunt Debbie, she's really nice, and she's been through a lot. So talking with her helps. She has lots of good advice, and I mean, my boys, I don't know what I'd do without them.
Mm-hmm.
Just watching them grow, and even if it's just a few minutes here or there to play with them, that helps. That calms me down. You know, like between you and me, like sometimes, like if I can't sleep and I'm really anxious, just like having a glass of wine or 2 just so I can sleep,
Mm-hmm.
or just smoking a little bit if I can. Yeah, not when the kids are around, not around the kids, but just it really helps,
Mm-hmm.
like I'm not so nervous, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, then I can sleep.
Mm-hmm. So really, for you, what helps you feel a little bit calmer is maybe having a glass of wine, being able to smoke. Are you talking about marijuana or something else? Okay. Yeah. Well, right now it sounds like it's helping you to feel calm. It's important for you, as you said, that you don't want to do it around your kids. It makes you feel good, helps relieve some of those symptoms. Is there ever a time when you feel like you're worried about maybe how much you're doing it or the amount that you're smoking or drinking?
No, it's never been it's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just helps sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know, it's going to be illegal, to help with these things. So, but yeah, right now I don't like that it's against the law.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. I mean, I'd rather just feel better without it, but
Mm-hmm.
when it's too hard,
Right.
it helps.
Right. Helps make you feel calm, and with everything else happening, that's important for you to feel calm and to feel like you can deal with everything. So, Tonya, based on everything that we've been talking about here, I've been thinking in my head maybe about some different things that might be useful to you while you're here at the hospital and when you leave the hospital. And I was hoping maybe we could make a list of some of those things together, and you can let me know which ones wouldn't be helpful and which ones might be.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I know the first thing you mentioned here, the thing that is really important to you is your housing, and that it hasn't really been stable. You don't know how much longer you can stay with your Aunt Debbie. There is a resource that we work with a lot. It's called Project Hope. It's right here in St. Paul, actually a few blocks away, and they can assist families with connecting you with management companies and working with you to look for and to secure some safe and affordable housing. Is that something that you'd have any interest in?
Yeah, I need a place for us to go. I need a place for us. So yeah.
Okay. So that's something that we can talk a little bit more about. So let me just write this down. So Project Hope, first thing. So we'll talk about that. The second thing that I was kind of thinking about here with the dialysis is that really you want some answers about your insurance status. But that's something that you'd really like some clarification on.
Yeah, why isn't it working?
Right. Here at the hospital, we've got a financial social worker, and she works directly with the county to make sure that we can get your insurance up and running again. Is it okay if I ask her to stop by this afternoon and come talk with you? Okay.
Yeah, we gotta get that figured out.
Okay, so financial social worker. The third thing you mentioned right now, you can't get cab rides and you don't have access to a phone a lot of times, which is really hard when you're trying to coordinate all of your medical services and going to dialysis. The type of insurance that you have been on and that you'll be active again and soon would be a type of insurance that we can make sure that you can get cab rides. We can get that figured out with your insurance, and we can maybe talk with them about seeing if we can work together to try to get you a cell phone through your insurance plan.
Yeah.
Is that something that...
Yeah, because I have to be able to call them, and yeah.
Okay. So cab rides through your insurance, we'll get that figured out, and we'll see what kind of options there are maybe for getting you a cell phone. And I was also, as we talked about here, that you've been feeling anxious, you've been feeling really down.
Yeah.
And here at the hospital, we want to make sure that you feel calm and that when you're here, that we can do our best here to work with you on that. I want to ask one of our specialty doctors here, that really is her expertise in working with patients, to make sure if there's maybe some medications or maybe not medications, but maybe something else that she can do.
Well, I'm not crazy, so I don't have to see a crazy doctor.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if there's something to just feel a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever been on any kind of medications to help
No,
with?
no.
Okay.
No.
So it's not something that you've done in the past, but you're thinking maybe you'd want to learn about some options for it?
If it could help.
Okay. So I will see if that doctor can come chat with you this afternoon, and she'll just kind of talk with you a little bit more. I know we talked a little bit more about how you've been feeling, but she'll probably talk with you a little bit more about that, ask you some more questions, and see if she has some more options for you on that.
Mm-hmm.
And is there anything else that you're thinking, any way that the clinical team here or myself can be useful to you?
I don't want to see Kevin.
Okay.
Now, he's a good guy. He loves his kids. Just not right now.
If Kevin were to maybe call the unit here or to try and stop in and see you,
No.
what would you want us to do?
No. I don't want to see him.
Okay.
Not now. No.
Okay. So what we can do at the hospital here, we can have your information kind of a special classification that we have, and it's called a no information patient. That means if anyone calls the hospital or tries to stop up and request to see you, that we wouldn't give them any information about you being here, and we wouldn't let them come in your room. Is that something that you think would be helpful?
Like, I don't want him to know that I don't want him to come.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, if he didn't know I was here, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that we can arrange that. And Tonya, what I'll do here is I will stop by tomorrow, probably in the morning sometime, around 9 or 10, and based on everything that we've just talked about here, we can kind of go through that list again. I can let you know where we're at, and we can kind of talk about how things will look here when it's time for you to be discharged from the hospital.
Okay.
Okay. And with the hospital here, it looks like they're thinking you'd probably be able to discharge within the next day or so. Is that something your doctor has talked with you about at all?
No, not really, no.
Okay. So I think they want you to stay one more day, have one more round of dialysis, the IV antibiotics that you've been on. I think they want to continue that today, and then look at possibly having you go home later tomorrow if you're feeling okay and after you've had your dialysis and IVs.
But I don't even know how to get home.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I could walk.
Mm-hmm. What I can do, if this would be okay with you, I can call your insurance company and make sure that we can get a cab to come meet you at the hospital when it's time for you to discharge, and then they would bring you home. And again, it's not something that you would need to pay for. Would that be helpful?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I need that.
All right. Well, Tonya, again, I just want to thank you for spending your time here talking with me and, just listening to everything that you've been saying. It's hard to imagine everything that you've been dealing with here, and really shows, gosh, what a strong person you are and how you've been able to manage things when they've been so difficult.
It's been hard.
Yeah. What I'll do here is, just with some of the folks that you're working with on your board here, says Dr. Johnson is the one who's been overseeing your care. Anything that we're talking about here, I'm just going to let him know.
But, not about the pop. I don't do it. It's not going to interact with any medications or anything. He doesn't need to know. I don't want him to think any differently.
Mm-hmm. So what everyone here thinks about you is important to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't need to tell Dr. Johnson that. That can be something that stays between us. But what I do need to tell Dr. Johnson is just some of the things that we've talked about here, next steps, and just to make sure that we're coordinating your care okay. But again, that can just stay between the two of us.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
All right. Well, Tonya, thanks so much. Appreciate your time here, and I will stop in tomorrow morning in between about 9 or 10 o'clock. All right. Thank you.